So I have done this Lantern Ride story, and to be honest, it is quite good. Among many moments they presented, there is one that I really like the most. It is the conversation between Hu Tao and Zhongli on the bridge. It feels personal. But that's not the reason why I am here. There are several things that I really want to talk about, and of course, it is about lore and theory. Let's begin with the fact that the current event takes place after Natlan Archon Quest. We can see this directly from the dialogue between Paimon, the Traveler, and Ningguang. What I really want to highlight is that information about Natlan, especially the issue with the Nat Kingdom, has already spread to other nations. In this case, Liyue. And since the Night Kingdom issue is related to the ley line, it is no surprise that high-ranking figures from other nations like Ningguang are paying close attention to it. Now, the interesting part is in the last dialogue. Ningguang suggests that the Tao Dao 3 situation and the Night Kingdom might actually be connected. And if that is true, then it is a big deal. That's why Beidou offered to help gather intel on the matter from other nations. Coincidentally, in version 5.4, we will be returning to Inazuma, which most likely means the Leyline issue will be a major topic again. We can see this from their trailer and special program, where they keep mentioning dreams and nightmares. On top of it, even Noel in this Lantern Ride mentioned the Windbloom Festival. I don't know what they are gonna imply here, but listen, there is a possibility. If they keep this pattern, then we can expect for the next future patches, Leyline is gonna be the main focus. And not only that, this also will be a good opportunity to unite all nations under the same issue. Imagine they team up and try to prevent the next cataclysm. Looking from previous patches, they have already been hinting at this unification by introducing us to limited combat events, where one nation or even collaboration among them to run combat simulation. So I think eventually another great alliance could be formed. But again, this is my wishful thinking. Speaking of ley lines, this Lantern Ride also indicates the notion that each nation appears to have its own independent ley line system. If we pay close attention, whenever there's a problem or change in a nation ley line, it doesn't spread to others and behaves differently from one another. The first most obvious example comes from Sumeru, the Elazar illness, which only affected Sumeru people and was directly linked to the ley line in the form of forbidden knowledge. I know in the end it has been eradicated, but the fact remains. It was unique to Sumeru. Then we have the Night Kingdom issue with the Abyss and Tao Dao 3 with the Fetter, further supporting this notion. Some might argue that the reason this issue don't spread is simply because the affected nation can still handle them. It hasn't reached a point where it would break out, and honestly, that is a valid point. But I think the initial premise still stands. Why do they seem to be unique? Another thing worth considering is the Traveler ancient name. During this Lantern Ride, it was once again stated that the Traveler isn't recorded within the ley line. Yet in Natlan, they already are, even after the Night Kingdom was restored. So what exactly is going on here? From the very beginning, it's been clear that the recording method, ancient name, is exclusive to Natlan. It only works there, due to its own rule and guarded by the Lord of the Night. But here's the thing. The presence of the Night Kingdom proves that a ley line can function independently. And who's to say other nations don't share something similar? They have their own ley line system along with their own constitution. From this standpoint, having each nation its own ley line system could be considered a good move, because any ley line problem that could occur will remain localized and need to adapt. So the Heaven can handle it case by case and not spread any further. If we imagine Teyvat ley line system as a vast network, then Irminsul is the main server, and each nation operating its own local network with firewalls. Following that, a Geonosis thus could serve as a key access to the ley line system, which might explain why Saritsa is trying to collect them all. Now, if we switch the analogy a little bit differently, let's say to the body of a living being, then we will get interesting results. With the memory and elemental energy that are flowing within the ley line like a blood, given the Geonosis is said to be the remains of the third descender, and its relation to the ley line, then this might suggest the idea that Teyvat itself built upon the body of a divine being, perhaps the third descender, which is what Saritsa might be trying to wake up. To make things spicier, the Torres action of burning Irminsul can now be viewed in a different angle. Instead of viewing it as a total destruction, it could be viewed as a symbol of purification, similar to how they symbolize fire in some recent patches, including this lantern rite, meaning purification of this divine body. Oh boy, I think I'm going insane here. All this ley line stuff sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But before I say goodbye, there are still 3 other things I want to share quickly. First, it is about the fetter. In this quest, it is explained that the fetter is not an abyss nor God's remains, which is kinda confusing at first. But after knowing the fact it has the effect of decaying someone's age, literally death sign, then it seems like it has something to do with Ronova again. What I mean is, there could be a hidden rule regarding death in Liyue that we don't know yet, which could imply perhaps each nation has its own death rule and somehow requires sacrifice. Second, how does the other sibling get recorded in the ley line? In Traveler case, we use ancient name, but even then, it only works within Natlan. It is valid to say that the other sibling might use Abyss influence or other higher entity to put them in the ley line. From my perspective, knowing that the Khaenri'ah is located underground and near Sumeru, it is no surprise if that nation is close to the root of Irminsul 3, the main server. They could have done something to the sibling and somehow gotten them recorded, but I digress. Lastly, do you guys see that the dark thing that consumed Hu Tao and Traveler? Don't you think it's a little bit similar to Caterpillar and Arlecchino? If so, then this Tao Dao issue seems to be more suspicious. Like perhaps this is connected to the Death, Crimson Dynasty, and Leyline anomalies. I wonder what it's gonna lead us to. If any of you have some interesting theories or anything to say regarding my Delulu theory, then please share it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video, happy Lantern Ride, and see you next time. Bye bye!